Now we are going to discuss another topic, electromagnetic induction, a small topic which is the introductory topic of alternating current actually. Some experiments of electromagnetic induction conducted by Faraday, its conclusion, Faraday's law, Lenz's law, then motional EMF included in a conducting rod, EMF induced in a conducting rod, EMF induced in a lamina, then EMF induced in a rotating conductor, then transformer, its application transformer, and AC generator. These are then two more important terms, self-inductance and mutual inductance. These are all included in this session, electromagnetic induction. Now we are going to discuss some important questions of electromagnetic induction, some theory questions and some simple problems. Okay, let us start the topic electromagnetic induction. The first question of this topic is a problem based on Faraday's law. I'll read the question first. When a coil of 100 turns is rotated in a field region, the associated flux lines can change from 2000 to 5000 lines within 3 seconds. The magnitude of the induced EMF. By Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, the induced EMF will be proportional to the rate of change of flux linked with the circuit, and its expression is N d phi by dt. N is the number of turns included in the coil. Now, here when the coil rotates through a magnetic field region, the associated flux lines change from 2000 to 5000. Coil of 100 turns. Now, 100 turns, 2000 to 5000 lines, therefore 3000 lines. That's the change of field lines, flux lines. Then, to get the EMF in volt, volt is the SI unit of EMF. To get the EMF in volt, entire terms should be in the SI system. Therefore, 3000 lines means 3000 into 10 raised to minus 8 Weber. N d phi by dt. d phi, change of flux in Weber within 3-second interval. This is the substitution. N d phi, that is change of flux in Weber, N d phi by dt. Then the answer is 1 into 10 raised to minus 3. That is 1 millivolt is the answer. That is the correct choice is 1 millivolt or 1 into 10 raised to minus 3. That is D choice is the correct answer. This is one of the applications of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. The second question is also about Faraday's law. Rectangular coil, area is given, then 100 turns, rotating in a magnetic field of 2 Tesla in a field region, then rotated through 180 degree within 2-second interval. Okay, again, the expression for Faraday's law is V equals N d phi by dt. 100 turns. Now, flux per unit area gives the flux density. Therefore, phi equals B dot A or BA cos theta. Initially, the coil lies perpendicular to the field direction. Therefore, the angle between the surface area vector and the field is initially 0. Perpendicular to the field direction means initial angle is 0. Phi 1 BA cos 0. Phi 2 rotated through 180 degree. BA cos pi. Then d phi equal to 2BA cos 0 minus cos pi, 1 minus minus 1, 2. Therefore, instead of d phi, we can write 2BA. Then, Faraday's law expression V equal to N d phi by dt. 100 turns. d5 is 2BA, that is 2. Field is 2 Tesla. B is 2 Tesla. Area 400 centimeters square means 400 into 10 raised to minus 4 meters square in 2-second interval 2. This is the correct substitution. N d5 by dt, number of turns 100. Then d5 is 2BA, 2. B is 2 Tesla. Area in SI is 400 into 10 raised to minus 4 meters square by the time interval 2. Now, the answer is 8 volt. Therefore, the correct choice is 8 volt, or A choice is the correct answer. This is also an application of Faraday's law. For the second question, the correct choice is 8 volt, that is A choice is the correct answer. Third question is about the direction of the induced EMF. Actually, it is a part of an AC generator. The given figure is a part of AC generator. Different parts of an AC generator are an armature coil, field magnets, then field coil for the excitation of the field magnet, then slip rings and contact carbon brushes. The armature coil rotates in a field region, then by the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction, an electric signal is induced. The direction of the induced current can be identified by using Fleming's right-hand rule or dynamo rule. Here, in the given question, the portion CD is pulled with a force outward. Now, we have to apply Fleming's right-hand rule or dynamo rule. I am using my right-hand fingers. Field is directed from north to south. CD is pulled outward, then the force is outward, then the thumb comes outward. Then field is directed from north to south. Forefinger towards the south. Then the middle finger will give the direction of the induced current. Therefore, here the current is directed from D to C. I will explain. I'll give the statement of Fleming's right-hand rule first. Stretch the thumb, forefinger and the middle finger of the right hand in 3 mutually perpendicular directions. If the thumb represents the direction of the force and the forefinger gives the direction of the magnetic field, then the middle finger will give the direction of the induced current. Here, by applying Fleming's right-hand rule or dynamo rule, the direction of the induced current is obtained as if it directed from D to C. By Fleming's right-hand rule, the induced current is directed from D to C. Therefore, the correct choice is A, directed from D to C. By applying Fleming's right-hand rule, the answer is obtained as directed from D to C. That's A choice is the correct answer. Next question is about a transformer. First, I will give the structural details. A primary and a secondary coil will be wound over a laminated soft iron core. That's the constructional details in short. Now, the underlying principle is the phenomenon of mutual induction. From primary to secondary, without any direct contact, the signal is transferred. That is the underlying principle is the phenomenon of mutual induction. And the transformer equation is Ns by Np equal to Vs by Vp equal to Ip by Is, where P represents the primary and S represents secondary. If the number of turns in the secondary is greater, it is a step-up transformer, and the number of turns in the secondary is less compared to that in the primary, it is a step-down transformer. A step-up transformer increases the voltage, decreases the current, but the power across the primary and the secondary remains unchanged. And the primary objective of a transformer is to transfer a signal from one circuit to another without any change in frequency. അതായത് ഒരു AC സിഗ്നൽ 1000 ട്രാൻസ്ഫോമറിലേക്ക് കടത്തിവിട്ടാലും ഫ്രീക്വൻസി ഓഫ് ദി സിഗ്നൽ ഇന്ത്യയിലാണെങ്കിൽ 50 ഹെർട്സ് തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കും. അപ്പം ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് പേർപ്പസസ് ആർ ദർ to step up, increase the voltage, decrease the current, keep the power remains the same. But most important one is, without any change in frequency, the signal is transferred from one circuit to another. Therefore, here the correct answer is D choice. That is, to keep the frequency of AC signal the same always. D choice is the correct answer. That's the most important purpose actually. Next question is a small direct problem about the transformer. In the given question, turns ratio primary to secondary 2:3. Transformer equation is, I have already mentioned in the previous question, NS by NP equal to Vs by Vp equal to Ip by Is. That is, a step-up transformer increases the voltage but decreases the current. Power remains the same across primary and secondary. Here, the turns ratio is 2:3 and the primary voltage is Vp is given as 200 volt. Therefore, total secondary voltage will be 300 volt. Now, the turns in the primary is given as 2000. Therefore, turns in the secondary will be 3000. Ns equal to 3000 turns. The total secondary voltage is obtained as 300 volt by the transformer equation. And the secondary has totally 3000 turns. Therefore, the voltage across the secondary, across each turn of the secondary, that's the question here. In the given question, the turns in the primary is 2000. The voltage across each turn of the secondary, across 3000 turns, we have a voltage 300. Therefore, across each turn means 300 volt divided by 3000 turns. That is 0.1 volt. Total voltage across the secondary is 300 volt. But voltage across each turn of the secondary is 0.1 volt. That is, A choice is the correct answer. 0.1 volt. Voltage across each turn of the secondary. Question number 6 is about AC generator or alternator. Sixth question is, which is not a part of an alternator? I will explain which are the parts of an alternator. Different parts of an AC generator are armature coil, field magnets, field coil, slip rings, and contact carbon brushes. And different types of AC generators are also there. If only one set of coil and magnet is present, it is a single-phase AC generator. But in a three-phase AC generator, three separate coils are arranged within the field region. And one end from each coil will be taken as phase wires or live wires, while the other three ends are connected to a common point, and the common terminal taken out is called a neutral wire. That is, in a three-phase AC generator, 4-wire system, or 4 terminals will be there, 3 phase wires and 1 neutral wire. Single phase AC generator, 2 terminals will be there, 1 phase wire and 1 neutral. Here, the question is about the constructional details only. That is, which one is not the part of an alternator? Field magnet, it is there. Field coil, it is used for the excitation of the field magnet, it is also there. Split rings, that is not the part of an AC generator. It's a part of DC motor or DC generator. Then the answer is split rings. That is, C choice is the correct answer. Which one is not the part of an alternator? Field magnet is there, field coil is there, split rings, it is not the part of an AC generator. Therefore, the correct choice is C. Question number 7. It's about the dimensional formula. 7th question is dimensional formula of self-inductance. We have already mentioned a special equation earlier. The energy stored in an inductor is half Li square. Therefore, Dimensional formula of self-inductance can be identified from this equation. L equal to 2 into W divided by I square. Here the question is about the dimensional formula. For energy, ml square T raised to minus 2. Then for current I or A, then I square. Then the dimensional formula of self-inductance becomes ml square T raised to minus 2, I raised to minus 2. This is the dimensional formula of self-inductance and obtained from the expression W equal to half Li square. Therefore, the correct answer is A choice. Here the answer is A. For the seventh question, that is the dimensional formula of self-inductance is ml square T raised to minus 2, I raised to minus 2. That is A choice is the correct answer. Question number 8. This is about self-inductance. What is self-induction, self-inductance, then mutual induction, mutual inductance? ഓരോന്നായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്ത് തുടങ്ങാം. If an EMF is induced because of the flux change caused by the current in the same circuit, that phenomenon can be referred as self-induction, and in such a case, the total flux linked with the circuit will be proportional to the current flowing through the same circuit, or N phi equal to Li, or L equal to N phi by I. First, the definition of self-inductance. Total flux linked with a circuit because of the current in the same circuit when the current in the same circuit is unity. Then, expression for Faraday's law becomes induced EMF is equal to N d phi by dt equal to L di by dt. Therefore, another expression for self-inductance as induced EMF divided by di by dt. That is, self-inductance or coefficient of self-induction is the EMF induced in a circuit because of the flux change caused by the current in the same circuit when the rate of change of current in the same circuit is unity. Here the question is, in a current carrying coil, the rate of change of current is unity. That is, di by dt is unity. Due to this change, an EMF is induced. This V is induced. This induced EMF will have the magnitude of self-inductance. That is, if di by dt is equal to 1, V will be equal to L. Actually, this is the definition for self-inductance. EMF induced in a circuit because of the flux change caused by the current in the same circuit when the rate of change of current in the same circuit is unity. Therefore, if di by dt is equal to 1, V equal to L. Here the question is about this expression. This induced EMF will have the magnitude of self-inductance or coefficient of self-induction. Therefore, the correct choice is D. That is, D choices B and C are correct. Flux per unit current, that is the definition of inductance. Then B choice is inductance, C choice is flux per unit current, that is also inductance. Therefore, the correct choices B and C are correct. B and C are correct. D choice is the correct answer. Question number 9. In a step-up transformer, and it is given as ideal, and within bracket it is given as ideal. Transformer will have a primary coil and a secondary coil wound over a laminated soft iron core. If an AC signal is given through a transformer, the frequency remains unchanged, power remains unchanged, and if it is a step-up transformer, voltage increases, and if it is a step-down transformer, voltage decreases. That is, voltage and current can be increased or decreased. Power remains unchanged for an ideal transformer across primary and secondary. Frequency of the signal also remains unchanged. Here, in a step-up transformer, First choice is current through the secondary will be high. Step up transformer. Voltage is increased but current is reduced. Current through the secondary will be high. It is wrong. Then voltage across the secondary will be low. It is also wrong because it's a step up transformer. Power across primary equal to power across secondary. That is, power across primary equal to power across secondary. For an ideal transformer, power remains unchanged across primary and secondary. Therefore, C choice is the correct answer. But here the answer is C. Power remains unchanged in a transformer. C choice is the correct answer. Question number 10. It's also based on Faraday's law. Here the flux linked with a circuit is given as a function of time as phi equals 3t square plus 2t plus 5. Phi equals 3t square plus 2t plus 5. By Faraday's law, the induced EMF is d phi by dt, means 6t plus 2. The EMF induced is 6t plus 2. And here, the magnitude of the induced EMF at the instant t equal to 2 seconds. T equal to 2 seconds, therefore 6 into 2, 12 plus 2, 14. Therefore, the EMF induced in the circuit is 14 volt. That is, C choice is the correct answer. First, d phi by dt gives the induced EMF. Then at the instant t means t is put t equal to 2. Then 14 volt is the induced EMF. C choice is the correct answer. Here we have discussed questions from the topic electromagnetic induction. കുറച്ച് തിയറിയും കുറച്ച് പ്രോബ്ലം ഉള്ള ഒരു സമ്മിശ്ര രീതിയിലുള്ള ടോപ്പിക്കാണ് ഇലക്ട്രോമാഗ്നറ്റിക് ഇൻഡക്ഷൻ. ചോദിക്കാൻ ചാൻസ് ഉള്ള സം ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് പ്രോബ്ലംസ് വി ഹാവ് ഡിസ്കസ്ഡ് ഹിയർ. അതുപോലെ കുറച്ച് സാധ്യതയുള്ള തിയറി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസും. ഒരു സിമ്പിൾ ചെറിയ ചാപ്റ്ററാണ് ഇലക്ട്രോമാഗ്നറ്റിക് ഇൻഡക്ഷൻ. എനിവേ, you go through the discussed 10 questions, then you will get some idea about the topic. Wish you all the best. Thank you.